What is going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here with another morning of Fast 3 for you guys. Just a couple things to be aware of here. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday so far and a wonderful start to your day. And now let's quickly jump into it. So first and foremost, in case you guys might have missed it, and I thought this was quite interesting, so I wanted to kind of make sure that you guys were aware of this. But it does look like, surprisingly enough, the timers in game here for the Eclipse Lost and Found, and of course as well for the Redacted Dimension. They have had their timers removed. So that is very, very interesting, and also at the same time kind of makes me wonder what is going on behind the scenes there. So just wanted to kind of let you guys know about it, and just hopefully, it doesn't vanish on us or anything like that. But yeah, just kind of be aware of that. I just thought it was very, very interesting and kind of odd. Okay, moving on. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about here is this Mighty Storm Tower. It's going away in a couple days, so just make sure you guys are able to take advantage of getting as much as you can here. I did pump out a video yesterday just regarding cells 1 to 9, and you can basically do the first 9 cells without Xavier or Odin or the Accursed or the Daring Warriors. And again, courtesy of my boy Rage, I'll have his video in the description there as well. Here, I'm not actually able to do node 5 or cell 5 without the Daring Warriors because I don't have my sentry built up, but he's able to get through it, and hopefully the footage helps you guys out there. And we have been trying very, very hard on the cell 12. We've basically tried everything under the sun, and it is not going to work here. And I do feel like people already are aware that the New Moons is kind of the go-to team for it. So if you want to get the maximum reward, you can use the New Moons if you have them built. But if not, I do feel like because this node is so crazy with the Xavier, with the Mephisto, with the Old Man Logan, it's almost pointing to the fact that we're going to need to use our Exalted X-Men. I feel like they should potentially be the option here. And again, we're not going to be able to fully take advantage of it until we do have our Angel unlocked free to play. And of course as well, Morph is coming into the game here, and I'm very curious to see how that's going to look like. And obviously we'll have to see we'll have to see what they decide here in terms of his release method, but we'll kind of keep an eye out for that. That should be on Thursday. And of course as well here, what's important I think is Storm's passive, right? Where she basically applies actually she does a bunch of things, but she basically allows for no one to get defense up, so that way enemies can't take a turn, or they can't get the defense up until she takes a turn. And then on spawn, she also lowers the damage and resistance by 50%, right, with any enemies with exposed, and then she'll also lower their armor. So I think that's going to be very, very important as well. And on top of that, enemies can't become empowered, so this completely blocks out the Mephisto on that node. So again, she's going to be a key part here, and she's only one piece of the puzzle. But of course as well, I feel like once this team gets momentum, it's going to be very, very dangerous. Jubilee is going to be able to basically give everyone a speed bar by 25% as well, and they're going to be able to get some other goodies there. And she's going to be able to blind, she's going to be able to stun. She's actually one of the only characters actually in the game that can do the stun and a blind. So she's actually kind of in a unique class of her own, and I look forward to using her again once we do get some of these Exalted X-Men built up. So that's kind of all I really want to talk about that. Last and final thing I want to leave you guys with here this morning is the fact that, in case you guys might have missed it or may not have seen it yesterday, but our boy Rage, he already had some data mine leaks, and of course as well, we piggyback off of him there. So the War Tower, there's already some leaks on the preview, and it does look like these are kind of the snapshot of the teams right now. He indicated to me that this could very well change here prior to the Friday, much like the way it could have changed. It did change. It did change when we initially saw the release of the Storm Mighty Tower. So again, we've seen a hero section here, global villains, which is very consistent with what we've been seeing in the Storm Tower. And as well, now there's going to be a Mystic Skill section in global, and as well the final section, maybe it's a Cosmic Villain section. And again, you'll see here that there's some suggestions here. Hero, we can basically use Liberty, Retcon. I listed off those teams because those are kind of, I feel like, the more common ones. Winter Guard is also kind of in that mix as well here. in the global section. And of course, as well, global villains. Not too much. There's, you could probably potentially use global villains here. And of course, as well, the last section is going to kind of rely on that shadow slash omen, depending on who you've built up. So I would say if you're crunched on resources, I'm trying to wait until the Friday here. But yeah, wait until the Friday comes and seeing what you actually need here, because we'll jump quickly into the blog here. And the blog does actually mention on there, right, that this war tower is basically going to be built for war teams, but they, much like the Cosmic Crucible Tower, they don't just limit your options to the teams themselves. You are able to use other characters on top of that as well here. But it does make me wonder, though. It does make me wonder the fact that they're leaving this open, just how strong some of these characters are, and maybe how difficult some of these nodes are. As you've already seen, as we've already seen in the Cosmic Crucible Tower with the Storm Mighty, it doesn't matter if we have access to like Daemon or we have access to even Professor Xavier. Some of these nodes are very, very difficult. But I do feel like in the grand scheme of things, the Cosmic Crucible sections do seem to have some crazier mods. So hopefully the war ones, at least the War Tower, isn't too crazy, and we can kind of deal with it. And we'll have to see here. If we're up against a team of like Jeff the Landshark and Retcon, holy smokes, that's going to be nuts. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes here. Other than that, guys, hopefully you guys were able to get some value out of this video. Hopefully you guys were able to learn something. Other than that, I'll keep you guys posted if there's anything if there's any updates with regards to today in the game. It is kind of weird as well because we already know about Morph coming in this week. It's a little weird. We haven't heard or seen anything about a new team yet. Normally, when they're kind of on the last stretch of releasing the last few members on a team, they usually announce another team. So be on the lookout. Maybe today or this week, very well could be some early indication, right, of what's to come here. Maybe the symbiote team, maybe this supposedly Black Panther. Could be the next legendary, right? Could be the next mighty, right? Could be a Black Panther mighty. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes here. Other than that, guys, like I said, always appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one.